Okay, it's recording.
Okay. All right. Welcome to our new format on All Sports Tucson. It's usually the high school sports preview show at Wings Over Broadway, but we're doing it this way because we're in the COVID-19 pandemic. And we're going to have these shows regularly. So hopefully you guys tune in and watch what we have to say, and hopefully it means something to you, because a lot of what we do is community-based. We cover a lot of people that do a lot in the community, with whether it be high schools, youth sports, U of A, Pima College. So that's basically what I'm going to start off with. The topic is the Tucsons Treasures series that we're doing. I think it's important because, like I said, our theme is highlighting people in the community. I know Andy's done a lot of youth sports stuff and athletes, high school coaches, families. So that's all part of it. So what I've done so far is I've interviewed, Corey Williams, Jay Dobbins, Dale Lopez, who is, worthy of all the praise he gets with the Hall of Fame honors. Corey Williams does a lot with the Tucson Summer Pro League for kids, gives them an outlet during the summer. And Jay Dobbins, he does a lot of speaking at schools and does a lot of motivational things with youth. He came to my school at Gallego Intermediate and talked to the kids during Love of Reading Week. So these are guys that give of themselves. I just talked to Felicity Willis today. She's a former U of A basketball and softball player who does a lot in the community. I'm going to write about her. She does a lot of, donating and charitable work. And Andy's could probably shed some light on that in a little bit here. And then others like Kim Adair, who's with the Arizona Bowl, the executive director. She's only one of two in the whole nation that are female executive director. And, Arizona Bowl brings millions of dollars to Tucson. Julius Holt, the TYFSF president. Sam Portillo, the Desert View wrestling coach. He does a free wrestling clinic that has college wrestlers and coaches come in for any local wrestler that wants to learn. That's in the summertime. And then Andy, Bill Leaf very well, the Keno Baseball League organizer. He does a lot for baseball and softball players locally with the All-Star games and stuff during the summer. That it's amazing what he does. And I was thinking of Kirby Bowl now too, the referee. He puts a lot of time in it in TYFSF, and is one of the volunteers of the year.
Kirby has donated some of his checks to Kicks for Kids, so he's been very helpful. Yeah.
You want to go ahead and mention, what you've seen from some of them or some others?
Well, Kirby's not only a good referee, he's a good friend of ours, and he's very he's just a great guy, and he's actually donated some of his paychecks to Kicks for Kids so we can buy tennis shoes. And then he invited me to speak to all the football referees last year. So that was kind of odd. I spoke to him maybe a couple hundred and talked to them about what we do, and they really like our site because it's positive. We don't bring up kid mistakes or referee mistakes. So and they I think maybe it got like $2,000 worth of money and tennis shoes from that meeting.
Wow.
And it's their annual when they all get together to talk about new rules and stuff like that, because they have an association, and it was at Tucson High. That was pretty exciting. My middle school math teacher Jerry Morris is still refereeing. He was there. So there's guys that have been there for a long time, and people who know our dad, like the Gastelums, so it's Portillo does refereeing for football and basketball and softball.
Mario.
So yeah, Mario. Mm-hmm. So it's just Kirby's just one of the good guys. Oh, he also does TYF.
Yeah, he does a lot for them. I think he's there all day. He referees every division.
He picks a school. Well, I don't know who assigns, but he's at a school all day, and there's like 4 different sites throughout the city.
Right. And just mention a little bit what Felicity does at your school, Felicity Willis.
Oh yeah, Felicity. For the last several years, she's been finding low-income girl, usually from my school, and take her out for Christmas shopping. And the families really appreciate it. They don't know who she is coming in, but they know who she is going out. She's a good role model. You know, I always try to look for role models for the girls at my school who are especially good athletes, because they don't have the same, you know, societal pressures to not show how good they are in elementary school in front of the boys and stuff like that. And
Right.
sometimes they aren't dressed appropriately for PE because they're wearing sandals or dress shoes and dresses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But she's you know, she's been great, and she's, like I mentioned off the air, you know, she's one of the best referees I've had the luxury of watching her play basketball and softball,
Right.
and watching her ref. She's really good, and she's totally skipped over the high school scene and went straight to Division I because she's good.
Yeah.
And I got to take her headshot for that application for a
Awesome.
photo. So that was great.
Awesome. Troy, have you noticed anybody in your time in your young years in Tucson that you think should be highlighted or that you've really been impressed with?
Well, one person who wasn't born in Tucson, but really took Tucson to heart is Glenn Parker. Not only with his time at the U of A, but his time at the radio station, and now coaching at Catalina Foothills and seeing his son graduate. I think Glenn is one of those guys. When you think of Tucson, he's one of those guys now. Same with John Pina, but he grew up here. But I feel like Glenn, you know, for somebody to come outside, I believe he was from California, and then embrace the community like he's done, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he's an assistant coach at Catalina Foothills, like you said, and I would guess he's probably a volunteer doing that, or he doesn't. If he gets paid, it's minimal. So
he had two girls who won multiple championships in soccer. Another one, top volleyball player, and of course his son, baseball, football. And they'll either went or going to college. So, and his wife was a U of A swimmer.
Yeah,
I believe that right, the synchronized swimmer. I believe I got that story straight.
Yes,
she swam a couple years before my wife, or after. I can't remember the story I did, but you know, yeah, he's a Tucson guy, and you know how when you see old NFL guys, you're like, that guy was in the NFL. I'm bigger than he is. When you see Glenn Parker like in a store, you can tell he played in the NFL.
I saw him walking by Froggenfurken the other day while I was walking on campus. I'm like, yep, that's Glenn. He sticks out.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Well, that's great. And obviously we can have more discussions about this as the series goes on. And so these are the type of shows we're going to have. Hopefully you guys will watch and be interested in them. And we're going to have another one coming up here. We're going to talk about another one coming up here, and we'll get that out. But appreciate it, Andy and Troy, and we'll talk to you in a little bit here. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.